Hi everyone, welcome to this new video. This time we're gonna do a Stardew Valley challenge. You probably saw it in the title already, but we're going to play Stardew, but hardcore. And let me tell you, I regret this. Why, you ask? Just watch this video and you'll know. Before we get into it, I just want to go over the rules and mods with you. So this is Stardew Hardcore, which means Stardew, but harder. First rule is to set the profit margin to the lowest, so 25%. And we enable monsters to spawn on the farm. They won't bite me in the ass. We're also playing on a really tiny farm. You'll see. We're not allowed to use exploits. For example, using the chair to get into the secret boots, since of course that would be too easy. I'm also not allowed to use mods that give me information, like the UI Info Suite mod. I installed a mod that makes monsters harder to defeat and faster, which is great. Also, the community center bundles are harder. Way harder. And I have hunger and thirst now, which is incredibly annoying. There are a few other mods that I installed, but I'll point them out as we go along. This time no camera, so you don't get distracted by my beautiful face. Anyway, so grab a snack and a drink and let's see how fast I can finish the community center in Stardew Valley Hardcore. So day 1 started out as it normally does, although I immediately realized this is gonna be a long challenge. I mean, have you seen this tiny farm? Where's the greenhouse? No hardwood stumps? Damn. But ignoring that, I put parsnip seeds in the ground and went for a walk around town, introducing myself to townspeople and getting as much forage as I could. Not realizing how hard it was to maintain my hunger, I continued cutting down trees. And what I didn't know yet, and do know now, is that when your hunger is all the way down, your energy kinda just disappears. So of course, day 1, I got sluggish immediately. I ate something and went back into town to introduce myself to a few more people I missed earlier. I went to bed finishing my first day of Stardew Hardcore and leveling up foraging. Waking up the next day, I dug up some carrot seeds that I, of course, immediately planted, together with some mixed seeds. After watering them, I went down to the Cindersap forest to grab some spring onions, which were going to be my main source of food for the first half of this season. I ran to the beach to get my fishing rod from Willy and caught exactly 1 fish before making my way into town again.
Nice.
And accepting my first help wanted quest for Demetrius, asking me to catch 3 herring. So I went back to the beach and did just that. After catching all 3 herring, I talked to Sam, who was the last person I had to meet, and walked to the mountains where I talked to Demetrius, completing my first help wanted quest. I sold some of the fish I caught and got a grand total of 46G. This is gonna be interesting. On day 3 it rained, which meant I didn't have to water the crops. But sadly enough, a crowd got to my crops before I could and stole parsnip. With a chest that I crafted yesterday, I went to the mountains and fished all day long, getting a lot of fish and artifact. Returning to the farm, I saw the slimes for the first time, and I have to be honest, they scared me. But luckily, I made it out alive. For now. I leveled up my fishing level to 3. And the next day, I woke up and found a dig spot on my farm. After that pro gamer move, I watered the crops. I did my daily run around the Cindersap forest to get some more vegetables, and made my way up to the mountain lake to do some more fishing. Afterwards, I chopped down some trees so I could make a chest for the mines that would unlock tomorrow. And called it an early night at 6 PM, earning 376G, which doesn't seem like much, but with a profit margin of 25%, I would call it a win. Kinda. Anyway, on day 5 my parsnips were ready to be harvested. At first I wanted to sell them, but decided against it and instead used them for food, since that's what I really needed, with my hunger going down to 0 like every 2 minutes. Friday meant I could unlock the community center, and that's exactly what I did. I read the scroll so I would get the letter from the wizard the next day. I bought some more parsnip seeds from Pierre and took off to the mines. And that's where I realized I was. Because what do you mean cave insects move at the speed of light? Also, apparently I'm blind because I am just now, while I'm making this script, finding out that I found a wood club on level 5 and did not realize it until now. Even when I found the second one, I for some reason just didn't see the other one in my inventory, which is insane. I do find a magnet ring though, on the same floor from a slime drop, and also got to see how much damage they do when they hit you. But on the bright side, I did find a new hat, the star helmet, and my does it look good on me. Anyway, on floor 11 I found out how much damage the cave insects do. So that was great. And it must have been a good luck day because I found letter after letter, making it all the way down to level 20. Of course, the smart thing to do was to check the TV to be sure of the luck. But guess what? I forgot. So I just went straight to bed. The next morning I didn't wake up as well as the other days, since Clint showed up on my doorstep. But he did give me the furnace recipe, so there's that. After shooing him away, I planted all the parsnip crops I bought yesterday and made my way to the wizard. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I realized I was, in fact. Because look at these bundles. Oh my god. What the hell? I mean, I know I installed a mod called Difficult Community Center Bundles, but I did not realize how difficult this was going to be. But not losing hope, I made 20 spring seeds and planted them immediately in the ground. I grabbed all of my geodes and artifacts and went straight to Clint's.
Nice.
So now looking back on this, I was probably better off just donating one item and selling all the artifacts and minerals. But sadly enough, I am not that smart. So I donated everything to the museum and went home to make a scarecrow and call it a day. Day 7 was pretty uneventful. I watered all my crops, went on my daily run through the Cinderstep forest and fished for the rest of the day. Returning to the farm, I was met by a slime, and me being the pro Stardew Valley gamer I am, I tried to fish it. Anyway, that was not my only pro gamer move this day. Right after this, I sold all my fish, not realizing I leveled up to level 5. Which means when I sold my fish, they would not yet be worth 25% more. And that was money I could really have used. So that was like amazing. Anyway, leaving that awful day behind, we started the next week. Accepting a help wanted quest from our bestie Clint, who wanted to inspect 4 copper ores. I went to the mines to make some progress there. Making it to level 30, I talked to Clint at the saloon and went home, getting ambushed by a slime who was waiting right in front of my doorstep. But don't worry, this time I was prepared. It would be very sad if I die on my farm just before I could go to sleep and end the day. It rained on day 9, which meant no watering crops. So instead I opted to do some fishing.
Nice.
I fished at the river until I realized something, and I think it's better if I just show you.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. 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 Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky.
This looks familiar. I wonder if this ever happened before. Anyway,
Nice.
I accepted a quest from Lewis to slay some slimes and went up to the mines to do just that. I soon realized that Help Wanted quests would be the best source of money, since I don't think they apply to the 25% margin, which means I get lots of money from doing them. So I won't show you every day, but believe me when I say that I check the Help Wanted board every single day from now on. So I talked to Lewis at the salon and collected my first prize ticket, receiving 12 carrot seeds. After walking home and putting a few carrots in the ground, I cut down some trees to make a second chest, in which I could put all the community center items, and went to bed. On day 10 I woke up with some amazing news. A dog. I called it Billy. And I didn't realize this until later, but for the life of me I could not find where Billy was during the day. So you can hear him, just not see him. I feel like he wants to play hide and seek with me. Anyway, I planted some more spring seeds and accepted the Help Wanted quest from Willy, asking to catch 4 sunfish. And guess what I did? Surprise, surprise. I caught 4 sunfish. It did take way longer than expected, but in the end I finished the quest, talked to Willy and went to bed, unlocking the recipe for sprinklers, which was gonna be a huge help. I also unlocked the mayo machine recipe, but I am not entirely sure how I am going to fit a coop and a barn on this farm, so I'd have to figure that out first. On day 11 I woke up with a letter from Robin, asking for a lost axe. So without wasting any time, I went down to the Cindersap forest and returned Robin's axe. Now having enough money, I ran down to Pierre's to purchase my first backpack upgrade. I thought it would be fun to get some more progress in the mines, and that's exactly what I did. But since we left off on level 30, it meant we had to brave the darker levels. And let me just show you how that went. So as you can see, at first it all went well, until I accidentally forgot to eat. And my hunger went all the way down, which resulted in getting minus attack and damage. And as you can see, I'm only doing 1 damage to this golem. And you never guess what happens next. Yep, I die. And maybe now it's the time for me to introduce you to another mod I installed called Permadeath. Which means when you die, you get sent to the title screen and your whole day gets reset. So basically what I just showed you was all for nothing. And at this point I was already regretting starting this challenge, so I decided I was done. What are you still doing here? I failed. I'm not gonna keep going. What? I shouldn't give up? Okay then, I'll keep going, but just because you asked so nicely. So I started day 11 again. I made my way to Pierre's.
Nice. Nice.
Got the backpack upgrade and went back to the mines. But for some reason, after I went hungry again, I stayed slow and eating didn't help. And I'm not entirely sure why that was, whether I was doing something wrong or if it was the mod that was bugged. But I stayed slow for the rest of the day, so I decided to just call it a day and never look back on day 11. Leaving that awful day behind, day 12 was a new, beautiful, sunny day. And feeling brave again, I decided to go back to the mines and try to make my way down to level 40, so I could gather some iron for sprinklers. Okay. Other 2. Oh my god, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's coming for me. It scared the shit out of me. Oh no. Oh, I missed. Run. Die, please die. Ooh. Okay, ooh, there's one. Ah, no, oh my god. Ah. Oh, nee. It's not gonna happen again. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am so scared. I've never been this scared in Stardew Valley. What the hell? No. Okay, well. Oh, nee, we're going. I heard one. Oh my. So, after having a small celebration that I think I deserved after everything, I gathered some more iron and smelted it in the furnaces. And not having a lot of money to my name anyway, I passed out at 2 AM. Today was the Egg Festival, and who am I to miss such a joyful and fun day? I could really use that after you know what day. So I took off to the festival and purchased as much strawberries as I could. And started the egg hunt. Of course, I smashed it and took home the straw hat and put it on. I planted my strawberries before going to bed. The next day it rained, which again meant no watering. Being a bit scared to return to the mines, I instead tried my hands on fishing again.
Nice.
And guess what? I got a catfish. Not wanting to make a fool out of myself, I went up to the mountain lake to fish there for the rest of the day. I sold most of the fish I caught, and not realizing the time, I passed out on the farm. But I actually made quite a bit of money, so I'd call it a win.
Very nice.
So, remember when I said I could hear the dog but couldn't find it? I realized that salmonberry season had started today, so I went on my daily run through the Cindersap forest to grab as many as I could get my hands on, since the berries would be my main source of food from now on. I walked up to the mountains just to see Linus destroying a horseradish that I kinda really wanted. I visited Marlin and Gil to see how many more insects I needed to kill to finish the Monster Slayer goal. I really needed an upgrade for my sword, and after seeing I only needed a few more, I went to work and killed all the bugs that came in my way. Finishing the goal not much later and having a way better sword now, I felt a bit more confident for the time being. Day 16 was quite boring, so I'll just go through it quickly. I foraged everything I could find in the valley and afterwards chopped some wood in the Cindersap forest. The only interesting thing that happened was this.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
I went back to the farm and crafted the 50 fences I needed for the construction bundle and went to bed. And today, ladies and gentlemen, was the day that we waited for so long. I woke up with all my spring seeds ready to be harvested, which meant I finally had all my forageables for the spring bundle. Wasting no time, I ran to the community center to turn everything in, curious to see what the other bundles would be. Right, let's see what new stuff we have. I'm so scared. Okay, the spring crops. We need 40. We need garlic seeds. Oh my gosh. Oh, we need emerald rice as well. This is insane. Let's go to the animal bundle. All gold stars. Yeah, sure. No, all good. 20 and 10 of these. Okay, then we go to the fall. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's doable. Summer crops. And equality. Oh yeah. Oh, we need 50. Oh my god. So, realizing I'm basically anyway, I decided to start with fishing for the fish I needed for the fish tank bundles. I would have gone to Pierre's to purchase the seeds I needed, but guess what day it was? So I fished all day and realized at the end that it was day 17, so you know what that means. Oh, and I got this amazing hat. I mean, I sold all spring forage I had left and didn't need for the community center and went to bed. Day 18 rage baited me so hard that I don't want to talk about it too much. But it was almost the reason I wanted to stop this challenge, but I didn't. Because I like to make myself suffer. That being said, on the morning of day 18 I took off to the mines to get some more iron to craft sprinklers. Because I realized yesterday that I really needed them to come even remotely close to finishing the crops bundle before the end of spring. But soon I realized I wouldn't even be able to finish this bundle anyway. First of all, because we needed either rhubarb, which you get from Sandy in the desert, which I have not unlocked yet, or garlic, which you unlock in year 2. So it wasn't possible to complete the community center in year 1 anyway. But that was not the only thing. Unlocking the new bundles so late in spring meant there was no time, even with speed grow, that cauliflowers would be able to grow. So after throwing a little tantrum, I sucked it up and bought the seeds that would be able to grow before the end of spring. The rest of the day was spent planting all crops down, and damn, that was a lot of work. I went down to the Cinderstep forest afterwards and discovered the following. Oh. Why did I never know you could do this? How did I not know this? After that realization of yesterday, I needed to take my mind off of it and decided to fish by the beach while listening to some white girl music. I heard that you were talking shit and you didn't think that I could hear it. After a long day of fishing, I returned and sold all of the fish I didn't need for the community center and went to bed. Yesterday I accepted a quest from Clint asking for 10 iron ores, so I decided to finish that today. With that money I was planning on buying myself a new fancy fishing rod, but really decided to take the day off, so I'd have to do that tomorrow. I received a prize ticket from Clint.
Nice.
And turned it in receiving a peach tree, which I planted on the farm. I decided I wanted to unlock the bridge on the beach, but needed a bit more wood to do that. So I went and cut down trees and repaired the bridge. Returning to the farm late at night, I got a jump scare from a wilderness golem that spawned out of the ground. Scared, I went to bed and dreamt about Mysticky flying over the valley dropping mystery boxes. I also got to level 5 foraging and chose the Gatherer perk, getting the chance of double harvest of foraged items. On day 21, Willy decided to go back to work, so I was able to purchase the fiberglass rod and tested it out immediately at the beach and river. Which was the only thing I did today. I did get scared again by a golem when entering my farm, but I learned my lesson and had my sword on me, so he didn't stand a chance. I sold all the fish that I didn't need and earned almost 600 G. So on day 22 I had what some may call a big brain moment, or tiny brain, whatever way you want to put it. After harvesting my parsnips and strawberries, I realized I needed 20 gold star kills for the quality crops bundle. And guess who didn't see that until now? That's right, me. Kills take 6 days to grow and I technically had 6 days left in the season. So in theory, it could work. But that would mean I would need to get gold quality ones and not lower quality. Wanting to try it, I received 30 fertilizer from finishing my first bundle, so I bought 30 kill seeds. You guess whether I got 20 gold star kill. I'll get back to you on that on day 28. While getting the kill seeds, I accepted another wanted quest for George, requesting a diamond, for which he gave me the insane amount of 2250G. Okay, let's all say this together.
Thank you, George.
Yesterday I accepted the quest from Lewis to kill some slimes, and that's what I did today. Also making my way down to the mines a bit further, getting to level 50, and went to talk to Lewis.
Nice.
And spent the rest of the day fishing again. So on day 23 I woke up with... At first I thought some good news. It was raining. But then I opened my mailbox and got introduced to yet another mod I installed. And I kind of forgot about. Bills. And they ask for 2296G. Excuse me? Do you think I have my money just laying around? Have you seen my bank account? Sorry, pardon me, I just lost it a bit there. It will be taken on the 2nd of summer, so it's something I need to worry about the next episode. That's healthy, right? Pushing my problems off until it becomes a problem later? Anyway, I fished for some more community center fish today and turned my eggs in for an upgrade, since George was so kind to reward us yesterday. Let's all say this together.
Thank you, George.
I sold all the remaining fish and earned more than 600G. Today my potatoes and tulips were ready to be harvested. Technically, today was the flower dance, but since I wasn't focusing on hearts, I decided against going and instead went to the mines to spend my time there. What can I say? I yearned for the mines. I made it down quite a few levels until level 64. And let me just show you what happened, because not only did I almost die, I could also not find the ladder for the life of me.
Fucking where is it? Where the is it? I swear to God. You laughing, girl? You trying to laugh? This funny?
So I left the mines and ran home, but of course didn't make it and passed out at 2 AM. I did get to level 5 farming, and since I have no animals at this moment, I went for the tiller perk. Day 25 was more of an errands day. I watered all my crops, picked up my upgraded axe,
Nice.
opened all my geodes, and again made the mistake of donating everything instead of selling and fish for a bit. My chests were getting a bit full, so I decided to donate all finished items to the community center. And spent the rest of the day fishing for halibuts and breams. Today was my second harvest of strawberries, not even getting close to the 15 gold strawberries I needed for the community center. Adding it to the longer growing list of things I already messed up, I walked into town to accept a help wanted quest from Willy wanting me to catch 4 anchovy. And you never guess what I did! Elliot, you can go f yourself or something, cause what the fuck. I never understood how Elliot is able to walk while I'm fishing, and it's annoying the shit out of me. I talked to Willy to receive another prize ticket and got 10 mixed seeds, which I needed for the community center. The rest of the day I fished again. I know, I'm sorry, it's getting a bit boring at this point, but don't you worry, a very eventful day is coming up soon. Also, a potato and carrot that I put in preserved jar were ready when I returned from fishing, and I put a strawberry and another potato back in. I need 20 pickles, 20 jelly and 20 juice, so it's gonna be a long ride, but we already know that by now. So on day 27 I realized I, again, am blind and I forgot to water some kale seeds. So that was already a great start of the day, but not losing any hope. Not that I had any hope left, but you know. I took off to the mines, trying to get to level 80. But on level 73 I almost died because of the insane damage skeletons do. And in the end I called it a day on level 75, deciding I would get those last levels tomorrow. I got to level 5 mining and chose the miner perk to get some extra ores. And the day is here, the last day of the season, and let me tell you, this day was almost my 13th reason. Why, you ask? Let me just show you. So it started out great. My green beans were indeed ready, and it turned out I can count, because I got exactly 30. Of course, as expected, I only got 10 gold quality kill, but as I said, the list was long enough already. I kept the leftover kill to turn into pickles and went to fish in the river to get the last few shots I needed. After catching them all, I took off to the mines to get to level 80 and mine some gold ore. And all went well, although I realized quick enough that the monsters in the 80s levels are insanely strong. So I almost died a few times, but I lived. And being satisfied with what I accomplished today, I went home. My head held high, but in my excitement I did not realize my hunger was getting lower and lower. I entered my farm and there were a few slimes there. Nothing I'd never seen before. But all of a sudden, my hunger had run out and I felt sluggish. My damage reduced. I could not hit the slimes. And just before being able to make it inside... No. Oh no, stop. Oh my god, no! No! And that's the end of the video. Damn, did I just make the same joke twice in a video? So yeah, like I said, this day nearly convinced me to just leave it here and never look back at this challenge ever again. But after walking away from my PC for a good half an hour, I came back and decided to load my save file back in and redo day 28. And I just want to show you my notes that I kept while playing. Yeah, I was not happy. Anyway, let's start over. I again got all the beans and not all the kill. But instead of fishing for a shed, I decided to immediately take off to the mines to get to level 80 again. And I made it safe and sound. I mined for some coal and realized I didn't have much food left. So I fished the rest of the day for both food and safety, since I wouldn't encounter any more monsters today. And the chance of dying was lower. Never zero, but lower at least. Returning home, I was careful to eat first, have my sword ready in hand, and killed the slime in front of my house. He didn't stand a chance. I kept all my largemouth basses and chops for food and sold the rest, making over 300 G and ending my first season of Stardew Valley Hardcore. So, that was eventful. I would like to say I had fun, but I'm not entirely sure if I did. But nonetheless, I made it to the end. We didn't accomplish as much as I wanted, but we at least finished one bundle, so that's a start. I'm very curious for what's to come and what the other bundles will look like. So if you're interested in the summer season, be sure to leave a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe while you're at it. I listed all used mods in its description if you would want to suffer like me and you didn't think I would forget about While I was editing this video, I was calling with a good friend of mine from the Netherlands, and while thinking about what the song of the video would be, I just chose the song that reminded me of her. The song of the video is War of Hearts by Ruel. Go give it a listen, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye!